Jixer. Hey y'all, what's up? Chad Wright comes to you here once again on the channel, Team Righteous. And today, we got the man over here, Sonny Vick, in the house.
What's up, guys?
Sonny Vick from the SDBA. He, I don't know, what all do you do with the SDBA? Everything?
Oh yeah, owner,
operator,
racer, yeah, everything.
So what made you, I guess, start the SDBA versus just racing whatever else is out there?
Honestly, I started the SDBA because I wanted a place to race that was somewhat local. Everything that there was to race big series-wise, you had to go like all over the country. They were having races in Florida, Rockingham, Ohio, like everywhere. I was just like, man, I want to run something within a decent radius. Like, you know, I work a regular job. I can't just take off random days.
Right.
So I want to run the whole, like I want to run the whole thing, make it easy for everybody to come to. And I was like, I basically founded SDBA on 4 rules, like good payouts, keep all the tracks within 4 hours of each other, or as close to 4 hours as we can. 1-day events, and just family friendly. Like that was the whole thing. So we started it in 2020.
Yeah, and that's one thing I know when we went to the one in Huntsville a couple of years ago, before we had come on as a sponsor or whatever, actually before we'd even really kind of started the shop up the way we are now. Right. It was like a really fun event. Everything went smooth, really quick going. And I remember watching a video like right after that, and you were like, oh, it just didn't go as smooth as we wanted it to or whatever. It's like, it was a pretty good event. It went pretty smooth up there in Huntsville.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always striving for perfection. Like I always want it to go 100% smooth. And there's a lot of things that y'all never see, that no one ever sees, but I see, and I'm like, all right, that could have gone smoother. And so, you know, like those are little things I'm always trying to make sure don't happen again at the next one. Right.
So today, what do we got going on here? We got got your bike here on the dyno.
We've got my monster weird bike that I built. This Frankenstein thing.
Right, kind of looks like a 07, 08 GSXR 1000.
Yep. It's 07 GSXR 1000 bodywork. Custom fit on a 2003 Suzuki SV-1000 V-twin. So this is the main reason I bought this bike is for my brother-in-law here to learn to race on, Mason, and then also to serve as a V-twin race class for me. So SDBA, we're the only organization that offers a true beginner class. And when I say beginner, I mean beginner. You know, everything from 0.4 lots to 0.1 lots to 0.0 lots to, you know, you never know what you're going to get in the beginner class. Like, it's true beginners. I watch it, and when I see someone start to progress and no longer become a beginner, that's when I say, you know, it's time to move up. But it's really a good class. It provides for an awesome opportunity for people to learn to race. So I built this for Mason to really learn to ride on. And yeah, it's just kind of been this weird bike. I bought it for $800 because the guy said that he said the injectors were bad, and I bought it knowing the injectors probably weren't bad. So I pulled it all apart, found out that the stock fuel pump system had a crack in it, and so I looked, and to order that part was like $400, and I was like, I can get this external fuel system. I had a GSXR 1000 tank shell sitting on my shelf that wasn't going to get used for anything, so I cut it up, made it fit. My buddy Chris Peoples got me some body work off of his bike. I cut the subframe to make it fit. I hacked up a GSXR 1000 front clip to fit the SV-1000 Speedo. Hid the front or the battery up front to get some weight. Picked up this Hayabusa front end from 57 Motorsports. Voodoo custom motorcycle components. Hooking it up with the really awesome clip-on system that they have. So if y'all haven't seen these, what makes these really awesome is they have a barrel in the back. You can take and unbolt these two and it completely opens up. You don't have to pull the top triple tree or anything. Like, you can just clamp them on. So that was super nice.
I can definitely tell you that'd make it a whole lot easier. I've fought through all that shit, and it's a pain in the ass to do it the other way.
Custom fuel cell built by Mark Phillips at Lookout Metalworks. Rob Euchre once again with Voodoo. I called him, told him about this project. He was like, that's interesting. I want to be a part of it. So he told me to send him the mid pop for this thing. I sent him the mid pop. He custom fit this onto it. Shinko hookup. MPS kill box. Power Commander 5. Uni air filters. Other than that, I mean, it's a stock motor. Raptor shift light. GSXR 1000 wheels. GSXR 1000 front fender thanks to Jason Bell. And oh, it's got a so luckily the SV-1000 shares a lot of parts with the Hayabusa. So the clutch pack is the same as the Hayabusa. BTL that comes in it from the factory is the same as the Hayabusa. So I grabbed my spare Busa motor that I have in my shop and pulled the clutch cover off, and wouldn't you know, there was a Brock's Clutch Mod BTL eliminator in my spare motor, along with a cushions kit for it. So I pulled it out, threw it in. Then I found out that the GSXR 750 uses the same clutch springs as this. So I checked, and sure enough, the Hayabusa clutch springs, factory Hayabusa clutch springs, work in this as a heavy duty clutch spring to run with the Brock's Clutch Mod. So should work great. It hasn't slipped on me yet on the street. But yeah, I mean, we're just gonna get this thing tuned in on the Power Commander, clean it up. I'm pretty sure it's a little lean right now, and yeah, just see what it'll do, and just get a nice, good bracket bike that he can learn to race on. I can run in V-twin and hopefully get protested at Man Cup. You know, I want to get protested at Man Cup so I can then say, no, it's legal. But
right. Well, that's awesome, man. So, like I said, we're looking forward to see, you know, what it's going to do, what kind of power it's going to make, and like I said, like he mentioned a minute ago, we're going to tune it through the Power Commander's Power Commander 5 here. Yeah. Yep. So it's got a Power Commander 5 on it. The later models we are able to tune through the ECU. I believe it's from 2005 and up. Check down the description below. I'll put that information down there though. So if you got a later model SV-1000, we are able to tune those through the ECU. If not, if you got one of the earlier models, we do have to use the Power Commander on those. But either way, we can tune either one of them if you're looking to get those tuned. So anyways, we're gonna get into this action here, get this thing tuned. Who's responsible for letting it run out of gas? Sonny Vick, 1075. Alright y'all, here we are. We got the GSVR 1000 completed here on the dyno. Ended up making some pretty good gains here, so I'm going to switch around here and let y'all see where we ended up at. So as you can see here, we ended up making 65.5 foot-pounds of torque, 106.1 horsepower, so it's in the range of Gixxer's 600 horsepower numbers. But as you can see, we're really early in the RPMs compared to a 600. So if you were able to turn this thing out near as far as those, you could definitely get way more horsepower out of it. But these right here, they make torque down low and then just carry it out throughout the run. So it's going to make torque from pretty much just above idle and then start making horsepower all the way out here to right around 10,000 RPMs. So I'm going to pull it up here and let y'all see where we started at compared to where we ended up at. Alright, so here's your graph overlay from where we were at. So started off right around 101 horsepower and ended up with 62.5 foot-pounds of torque. So we gained about 3 foot-pounds of torque and right around 5 horsepower on this bike here. So done really good, and especially really good right in here where it got cleaned up at. So if I pull this right here over, you'll be able to see the difference in where it was at. So that big dip that was right there, that was down to 59 horsepower. Ended up, once we got done with it, made 71 horsepower. So 59.6 to 71.5, you're looking at 12 horsepower gains there in that area. And that dip right there definitely would have killed it for consistency and everything. So now that they're cleaned up, everything's good and smooth, and it should be good. So there you have it. Like I said, we got the older models. We have to tune through the power commander, but we are able to tune the timing as well as the fuel whenever we do it on the SV-1000s. And then if you have one of the later model SV-1000s that we can tune to the ECU, I'll put that down in the description below what years those are. We are able to tune those through the ECU. So appreciate all of y'all for checking in. Y'all have a good one.